Comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Church Christian community. I welcome everybody who is joining me. And of course, as you are aware, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and quite a number of citizens are trying to get me to leave Nassau to go to Harbor Island. And they want me to stop by Valentine's. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I know that Valentine, well, it's on my, what should I say? The people them who want me to come down to Harbor Island. It's on their mind, and it is also on my mind. I've been there before, and who knows, I could show up in Harbor Island, but I make no promise. Well, folks, there are so many other interesting things taking place here in our archipelagic nation. I got some breaking news that at least 2 Negroes were terminated at the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, BAIC. I am being told unofficially that the termination was so horrible that it forced the leader of Her Majesty's opposition, Philip Brave Davis, and the national chairman of the opposition Progressive Liberal Party, Senator Fred Mitchell, to go down to BAIC. Well, they are some of the information that is slowly coming into the studio. And then, of course, I look at the newspaper, and then I would look to see if the Prime Minister, who is a medical doctor, has he offered us a medical solution to the burning city dump fire. We're going to look at what he says, and then, depending, we may or may not critique it. So that is some of the things that is taking place here on the island. And so, folks, I need you to relax. I'm not sure if I'm going to curse out anybody today, but I may. And I'm very concerned about some of the reports that I am receiving. And I call on the FNM to reconsider all of the victimization and termination of the people them. Because the people them are calling upon me. And I may have to once again put my foot on that rocky Burma Road. And listen, 1942 can be repeated when Burma Road declared war on the County Joe. It is bring peace to the country and stop firing these poor Negroes. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Well, the people at Harbor Island, they keep pressing me. All of that is because they know I have a daughter down there, and they're trying to get me to come to Harbor Island. Y'all don't know I'm a saved man? The only place I usually dance is in the church. But who knows? I may come. And since y'all are having happy hour at Valentine's, I'm going to give you some free publicity to help Harbor Island with its economy. Because I know tourism is the #1 industry, and Harbor Island not only needs international tourists, but it needs local citizens to support its tourism market. My favorite place has been Valentine. That's where I go because I got to confess it. My daughter works there. And when I need to see her, that is where I go. So I'm going to make her happy by ensuring that she and the other staff will have business. So I want you all to know that when you land at Harbor Island, I want you to go to Valentine's, where they have, the party starts from 4 to 6 p.m. And then the Super Bowl party starts at 6:30. And they have some huge TV, which they're going to have on the deck. All right? And they have, for instance, 2-for-1 drink special. Okay? I hope I understand it because, I'm not too good. The most I have drank wine is since I became a member of the Catholic Church. So, the Super Bowl party kicks off at 6:30, and there will be a large TV screen. And they have 4 for $20 bucket special. Bar snacks is available. And the biggest TV, it appears, on the island is at Valentine's. And that is the place where you are to go. So I'm going to give a special shout out to Vanessa Main. And she is the resort manager. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And then Mr. Dane, who is the general manager. And, of course, there is Marcus. He's the dock manager. And Swanik, isn't that a wonderful name? And Inez. They are the F&B manager. And, of course, let me salute some fine staff. Alvin, Yolanda, Maxine, Dalen, Ronaldo, Rolando, and Adama. Wow. So look, folks, go down to Harbor Island. Who knows, I may show up and get lost at Harbor Island for Super Bowl. Okay? Valentine, it's the place to go on Super Bowl. Well, folks, having given the economy of Harbor Island a boost, let's look at some of the news taking place in the country. I am certain that those of you who live in Nassau, you would have seen a front page article in the Nassau Guardian in which the Prime Minister is quoted as saying that the government will not ban aid landfill. It is a very important issue in view of the fact that the landfill lays in the middle of New Providence. It's at the center of the island, and successive government has not been able to manage the dump. Now, I have told you what the solution is to the city dump. And that is lock it down, close it down, take no more garbage there, and ship it out to another island. That is the solution. But let's see what the Prime Minister thinks that the solution is to the problem. The story on the front page of the Nassau Guardian is written by the Negro reporter Royston Jones. And that's it there. I want you to see it. Don't mind the Nassau Guardian ain't no good. Don't mind Candia is discriminatory. You know, I just love to give them publicity because there are quite a number of my people who are working there, and I need to ensure that everybody who works can be paid. So I give the Nassau Guardian and the Tribune, you know, and Wendell Jones little coverage. So let's see what the Prime Minister has to say. The government will, this is what the Negro reporter Royston Jones wrote, the government will muster the political will to find a permanent solution for the New Providence landfill, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis assured yesterday, vowing that as a physician, his administration's approach is not simply to band-aid the situation. We came to office and we made a commitment that we would deal with the city dump because the smoke has an impact on the quality of life for those individuals who are around the dump, who live in the vicinity, and of course, the smoke itself moving in the direction the wind blows, said Minnis, on the sideline of a Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation meet the Prime Minister event at Bahama. We will embark on the correction of that situation permanently. That's what the Prime Minister is being quoted as saying. This week, Environment Minister Romuald Ferreira said, the Bahamas is closer than it has ever been to resolving the long-standing issue of fires at the New Providence landfill. A large blaze erupted at the landfill on Saturday. Thick smoke impacted a large portion of the island over days. According to Ferreira, the long-term strategy entails completing the request for proposal process, divesting the government of the day-to-day operations of the landfill, and finding a suitable entity for the deconstruction of the waste at the site. The minister said that the land, well, I don't know what RFP stands for. I don't know what that stands for, but whatever that stands for, I suspect it's the city dump, should be completed by March 31st, and a new manager should be in place by May. That is what the Nassau Guardian is reporting. Now, of course, I must continue. Following a fire at the site last March, Minnis called for air quality control and assessments across the country regularly. Several hotels along the western strip of the island were also blanketed by smoke this week. The Nassau Guardian understands that Bahama officials were in contact with government officials over the issue of dump fires. As part of Bahama's head of agreement signed during the former administration, the government had until December 31st, 2017 to resolve the problems at the landfill. The agreement states, the government acknowledges and will undertake to ensure that the environment for the guests of the resort is pleasant and enjoyable. The government missed the deadline. Minister was asked whether the government is concerned about the missed deadline and whether new negotiations over the matter need to take place. I can't respond to that. But what I do know is that we are tackling the city dump. Prime Minister Minnis said, I am first and foremost a physician by profession, and I don't believe in a band-aid solution. I believe in making the proper diagnosis, knowing what the problem is, and tackling it head on for a complete resolution. You don't just treat symptoms, you treat the cause. Therefore, we cannot band-aid it moving forward. So we have to deal with it and resolve the problem once and for all. Now, I want to show you how dishonest the Nassau Guardian is. Here is a headline and an article which suggests that the Prime Minister was offering a scientific solution to the city dump problem. And as you read the article, albeit being told by the Prime Minister that he will not introduce a band-aid solution, but he doesn't tell us what is the government's alternative to the current city dump, how to stop the fire. So once again, Minnis is punch drunk. The Prime Minister and his government is undermining tourism on the island of New Providence and is undermining the successful opening and the successive progress of Bahama. They have no solution to this problem, but there is a solution. And the solution to this problem is simply stop taking rubbish. Stop using the city dump as a dumping site. Just end it. And then once it is ended, you move expeditiously to barge the garbages out of the island of New Providence to one of the other islands that is currently not occupied. That is the solution. Stop the dumping. No more rubbish. Nothing go to the city dump. Close it down. And then every other piece of rubbish and garbage will be taken off the island of New Providence. That is the only solution to this problem. And I offer it free of charge. Free of charge. All right? So I just want the Prime Minister to know it, because as a medical doctor, how long will it take a gynecologist to determine if it is too late for an abortion? How long? You see, if you are a physician, and if you're trained in a profession, and if you believe in abortion, how long would it take a gynecologist to determine it's too late to perform the abortion? I have to use that in view of Dr. Minnis's profession. Or if your patient requires what doctors call DNC, but it's a slick word to kill baby them, how long does it take to diagnose? We've already heard the mother, the aunt of a woman with a 3-month-old baby living in the vicinity of the city dump, who complained that the smoke was so overwhelming that her sister had to leave her home and come with the baby out east so that the baby would not die. Essentially, that's what it is. So how long does it take minutes to diagnose the problem at the city dump and to now not describe, but prescribe or introduce a solution to the problem? The city dump must be closed down. It must be closed down. And it is as simple as that. You close it down. No more garbage is to be taken there. And the solution is all rubbishes and garbage and whatever is taken off this island to another island that is not occupied, and the traffic in that geographical location is hardly non-existent. That is the solution. And unless the F&M does it, we will always have this problem, and Bahama will always be affected. And I'm certain that the Minister government that was anti-Bahama, secretly, they're giggling. They are happy. They really wish that Bahama will not work, because every day that Bahama survives and improves, and the tourists come into Bahama, their lie is exposed. Their lie that the PLP did not know what they were doing will be exposed. All right? It will be exposed. So it is their quiet prayer. And they giggle. But all you're doing is jacking up the country. All right? And there are thousands of Bahamians. And our economy depends on Bahama being successful. Why y'all doing this, man? You'll know the deadline was December 31st, 2017, and everybody sit down and just pussy-footed. That's all they did, all right? And if we looked at Ramad, have you seen him recently? He looks like a pussyfoot. Just look at him. And the Prime Minister, you can accuse him of being the chief pussyfoot. Oh boy, it's amazing what I have to go through in this nation. Well, Carl Bettel got Candia Dames on Wednesday to write an article in what she called the National Review. I was trying to figure out if this was an attempt between Candia, who is not safe, and Carl Bettel, who is half safe, to discredit Bishop Delton Fernanda. I don't know. So I'm going to have to look at what Candia had to say. I've reviewed it. I've read it. So there's no need for me to quote it. The most I'm going to do is give you some talking points on it and to show you that Candia, and I ain't going to call her name, ain't safe. And Carl Bettel, notwithstanding that he may have sent an email to Bishop Delton Fernanda, the bishop is not the only member of civil society. All right? I'll talk about it when we come back, because it's on my mind, and I've decided all things on my mind I shall discuss nationally with the people them. This is Freedom March. It's a Friday. I don't know. I may go down to Harbor Island and hang out at Valentine's.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and once again, I welcome everybody to Freedom March. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is not yet in studio. If you see him, tell him I'm waiting for him. Well, it's Friday. It's the end of the week. And so I want you folks to relax and take good care. I want to go to Freeport for a few moments because I was on Bahama Press, and I got a shock of my life when Bahama Press reported the sudden passing of an Anglican priest, Father Michael Gittins. He is the rector of Church of the Ascension, Lucaya, Grand Bahama. And according to Bahama Press, Father Gittins was found dead this morning, or perhaps it was yesterday morning, in his apartment. He had failed to show up for Mass this morning, which forced concerned parishioners to pay a visit to his home. There he was found unresponsive. Rest eternal grant unto him, O Lord. Amen. So that is a sad news in the Anglican Church. And as you are aware, the Anglican Church is the Church of England here in the Bahamas. And since I'm in Freeport, I might as well start out by wishing Miko Bettel a happy birthday. Yesterday, his mother, Daisy Bettel, it was her birthday, and today it's Miko's birthday. Happy birthday, Miko Bettel. And of course, you know it comes from your mom and all of your family members. And I have one more shout out to do. On my way to the studio, it appeared that I was running a little late because I had to pick up a grandchild of mine from school. And there was a long row of traffic. But the lane that would have taken me north, I took it, and then I screwed my window down, and I said to a young man, listen, I'm late, and I can't speed. So he said, your face looks familiar. So I said, well, you know, I'm Brother Monker. He said, well, hold on for a second. And he said, Mama. And as Mama looked up, Mama told him to let me pass. So I want to do a shout out to Mrs. Vera Monroe. Listen, I thank you for talking to your grandson and telling him to let the leader of the woman them to pass. I thank you, Vera Monroe, and I was excited to hear from you in that fleeting moment that you listened to Freedom March. Well, folks, I want to do a little talking point in response to the fact that, what is the name of that woman? What Marvin Dame's sister name? Oh yeah, I remember. Candia. I have a problem with Candia. I'm going to have to get on my knees and pray for Candia, because sometimes I am almost convinced that Candia Dames, you know, I don't know. But if you saw the Nassau Guardian on Wednesday, they had this big story over the fact that Bishop Delton Fernanda got an email from Carl. And so I want to do a little talking point on it, because these people usually muddy the issues. You see, the fact that Bishop Delton Fernanda, the president of the Bahamas Christian Council, has now disclosed that he did, in fact, receive an email with the draft bill on aggravated spousal sexual abuse attached, in no way reduces the accusation of liar against Attorney General Carl Bettel. Bishop Fernanda, after scanning all the emails sent to him, found that Bettel did try to get his response to the proposed bill. The fact that the bishop overlooked it and did not respond is no indictment on the respected bishop. I, as a socio-political activist like the bishop, the religious, and I politically can attest to the fact that one may receive numerous emails which one might not even open, let alone respond to, for various reasons. Experience has taught me that those person demanding an immediate response from me would then telephone me, text me, WhatsApp me, email me again, or even track me down to my office or my home. All of these communication options were easily available to Bethel as government cabinet minister to reach Bishop Fernanda for a response before he went to Geneva with his lies. But bent on spreading his lies about the Bahamas internationally in order to gain some obscure and piddling advantage for his inflated ego, he never desperately sought feedback from the Christian Council, but flew first class, no doubt, to Geneva and lied that he had gotten sufficient response to be able to proceed with moving the bill in Parliament. Not having the backing of a national discussion, the Attorney General Carl Bethel should have been silent in Geneva on the issue of marital rape. And if he could not hold his peace on this controversial and unresolved issue, the one and only truthful report he could have given in Geneva would have been that in the Bahamas, the concept of rape in the matrimonial bed was a highly controversial and unresolved issue that required wide and deep public discourse. The fact that Carl Bethel did not make successful efforts to contact the bishop after not receiving a response is a testament to his arrogance. It indicates that as far as Carl Bethel was concerned, the bishop's response was not essential, if at all important, to the FNM's objective to pass a law that would have the potential to label thousands of innocent Bahamian husbands as rapists. The old Bahamian saying, "One monkey don't stop no show," aptly describes Carl Bethel's shabby, arrogant, and disrespectful treatment of the bishop. Carl Bethel is a liar, an arrogant liar, a corrupt, arrogant liar. Menace must fire Bethel, or Menace himself will be fired. And that is our talking point for today. Tired of this arrogance, Carl wouldn't stop, all right? Deliberately set out to Geneva to mislead and to lie. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, has entered the studio. Praise the Lord on a Friday.
On a Friday, Mr. Monco.
Spiritual advisors here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom App.
Thank you, Mr. Monco.
Give me a bump.
Mr. Monco, man, it's interesting that you made a talking point on the email that was sent to
Bishop Delton Fernanda.
The thing about that, right, is that he did acknowledge that he received the email, right?
Yes.
Right.
Having gone in and search.
Right. I think what happened was when he acknowledged, and like most of us sometimes, we see these emails, and because when I go through my phone at times too, I see emails coming through, and I just briefly open them and close them, or I acknowledge that I may acknowledge that I received them. But I think what the Christian Council should have done, he really should have read that, seeing that came from the Attorney General. I think that one was important, in my opinion. He acknowledged it, didn't read it. I assume the Attorney General assumed that he read it. Well, the problem, though, is that there was no communication between the Attorney General and the Christian Council President. So I will be on the point that there was no communication, so there shouldn't be assumption that he would have agreed with the contents of the email.
Even if he had read it, Carl, in his arrogance, cannot conclude that he accepted.
And well, accepted how? What do you mean? Physically or
supports?
Okay, right. Well, use
the
that word then. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So
right.
Carl still demonstrated arrogance because Delton Fernando happens to be one citizen. Yes, he represents a Christian group, but he's one citizen. Certainly, consultation, and this is very important. Consultation with civil society means the entire country.
Yeah.
Because every pastor doesn't talk to me. I left a whole church after I discovered that my pastor was keeping sweetheart. Me and my grandma, before she died, we almost followed because I kept asking her, Mama, how come sister woman children favor the pastor wife children?
Okay, where you going with that? Well, anyhow.
All right? So everybody don't speak for many of us. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right? So we have to get this arrogant attorney general who went to Geneva and lied to recognize that civil society is not an exclusive group of privileged people. It is every citizen of the country. So the email, the proposed amendment or draft legislation should have been made public. Huh? Because the fact that he sent it to Bishop Fernando doesn't mean that I would support the position.
Well, I mean, I understand that. And I guess for me too, you know, I mean, if I send an important email to somebody in correspondence, I honestly would do a follow-up by calling them. I'll say, hey, listen, John Doe.
That's the point.
Did you receive the email I sent to you?
Because I'm on my way to Geneva.
Yeah, I really understand.
And I would like to tell Geneva that I have your support.
Yeah.
You see my point?
But
So
we don't know. The Attorney General may have called them.
we know that he did not.
He didn't call them.
No.
As a follow-up
He
to the...
gave his story exclusively to Candia Dame.
Okay.
And if you read the article, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he had called Delton Fernando, Delton would not have told the media that he didn't accept it. All right? This is
Yeah.
Carl. Carl has been arrogant from he entered grade 5.
But the point is, though, he did receive the email. So he really can't fault the Attorney General by saying that it was not sent to him. He had an opportunity
He
to
has
open this email.
apologized. Listen to me.
Right. He had an opportunity to
That-
open the email
listen.
and look at the contents. That's important.
We can hear that argument, right? But listen to the point that I'm making. Carl did not confirm that he supported it.
Okay.
Whether or not he read it is
that's conclusive.
immaterial.
That's conclusive.
Listen to me. The man never told Carl he supported it. All right? And in any event, we have to tell these politicians, nobody voted for Carl. People stopped voting for Carl. They couldn't sell Carl back to no other, they couldn't give Carl a nomination. But the point that we have to tell politicians is simply this, that every citizen is entitled to be equally informed. Equally informed. And I am saying that the FNM is being extremely offensive when it does not reveal its proposed bill. You see, Carl forgot 1991. I forget, you know. I'm waiting for him to make the wrong step so I could curse him out. They forgot in 1991 the controversy surrounding the proposed bill. When the FNM and the PLP together conspired to declare buggery lawful. You got to watch out for Carl and them, you know. Was Carl Attorney General in the last FNM government?
I think he was.
Was he?
Under
Because
Ingram. Under Ingram, right? Was he?
Was he? Was
I think
Carl
he was.
the Attorney
Yes,
General?
I think he was. I think he was.
When they reduced the penalty for animal sex. Was he? All my life, bestiality was 20 years. Was Carl Attorney General? What was Carl?
I believe that he
Ezekiel.
was, because I think this marital rape bill was...
Ezekiel, when the FNM reduce the punishment for bestiality from 20 years to 5 years. Who?
It was the AG.
Who was in the Attorney General office? Who? Better be careful, because I go and see Papa, and I see him for about 2 weeks, and I may go and see him on Sunday, because I met with Papa 2 Sundays ago, and I questioned Papa, and Papa told me things. You hear me? Papa told me things, and Papa identified 3 Attorney Generals. 3. But I'm convinced that the one that I am to focus on is Carl. Carl, be careful. I talk to Papa. You hear me? And Papa's point me in the right direction. And every time I go along that rocky path that Papa point me, I can find plenty political ammunition to throw after you. Yeah. So my spiritual advisor, you finished with that, right?
Yeah, the Christian Council president apologizes to AG over email. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. But Carl must now release it to everybody. Carl, were you the Attorney General? All my life, animal sex was unlawful. And you went to jail for 20 years, but under the F&M, they took 15 years off. Bunch of nasty buggers. God forgive me.
Look at this, Joe. Look at this. Here's a statement. I acknowledge receipt of the message, which is my custom when receiving emails. However, I did not review the contents of the message at the time and did not recall receiving it afterwards. This is what Bishop Fernandez said. So, I mean, that's kind of careless on his behalf. Something as important as that.
My brother, if you want...
He did not take a look at it.
Listen to me.
Listen
to me. Therefore, Carl could not say that the man...
I understand that.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, I understand
Whether
that.
or not he read it or not is immaterial. Carl, the least that Carl should have done was to confirm it.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't find no excuse for
No,
Carl.
I'm not trying to find an excuse. I'm
All
just
right?
looking at the
Don't
fact that he
find no
did say
excuse for Carl.
he initially said he never got it.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
as far as you're concerned, placed the AG in a particular
And the
position as
AG
being
has produced evidence, and he has confirmed
that he received it.
He
Yeah,
received it.
Okay.
But the point that I make was Carl, in his arrogance to get before Switzerland, had a duty to do what? Due diligence. What is due diligence? You call the bishop and you say to the bishop, Bishop, I send you the email. Have you had an opportunity to read it? All right? But this was a whole big collusion from the day the woman, Mrs. Dubruka-Vaka, came here. It was a major conspiracy between Carl, the UN, Sandra Dane Patterson, Marion Bethel, and all of them. Yeah, major conspiracy. Trying to turn decent husbands into criminals. I want you all to stop it and tell the woman them to love the husband them. It's just amazing. God is going to cost me to produce document. I know you don't believe I got it. I just love arguing with these fellas. They drop their guard and think I ain't got it, and then I drop the bum suki on them. Now, I have a statement. What is it? Is this a statement? Let me make sure. Okay. I'm looking at the Tribune. I think it's an interesting story to read. It is written by the Negro reporter, Eva Turnquest. Eva Turnquest is the niece of K. Peter Turnquest, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas. And the story is referring to the young man, John Charles, who Brent Simonet unlawfully expelled from the Bahamas, and a Supreme Court has overturned it. But Brent is just like the rest of these Negro leaders around the world. They don't understand convention, and they do not know what good and responsible governance is. So Brent is just like them, and he ain't gonna resign because Hubert Minnis is not like Hubert Ingram, who would have told Brent, you gotta resign. So Brent ain't gonna resign. So we can look at this article. The Tribune, Negro reporter Ava Turnquest wrote that the Passport Office has issued an emergency travel document valid for 1 year for Bahamas-born deportee Jean-Ronnie Jean-Charles. The document was issued on January 31st and lists the 35-year-old as a Haitian national, according to the copy obtained by the Tribune. Well, that was not improper, because Jean-Ronnie Jean-Charles, upon being granted a certificate of naturalization, he would be required by our laws to renounce Haitian citizenship. Now the FNM ain't no good, but identifying him as a Haitian national was not wrong. It was not wrong, because he's going to have to renounce it. Okay? I can tell the FNM that because I have accompanied Haitian-born Bahamians, meaning Bahamians of Haitian descent, to the Haitian embassy. And in my presence, they have renounced Haitian citizenship. And they have signed the document, because when I go to the Haitian embassy, see, y'all don't know, when I slip into the embassy, I mean, they love me when I show up. I haven't been there in a long time. All right? So I know what happens, because I go there. The last time I've been there, me and a senior counsel, he was so excited. I told him immediately, let's dance. And we had a good time in the embassy. So you all don't know. I just go to the Haitian embassy. Okay? Because after all, the Haitian people are my people. So, the Tribune goes on and tells us that the embedded picture appears to be Mr. Jean-Charles as a minor. No, that picture is not of him as a minor. A minor is like a little baby child. It's a young man. Okay? Rich invokes claims made by a relative that he had obtained several travel documents before his most recent one was destroyed by fire in 2016. Attorney Fred Smith told the Tribune he plans to protest his client's identification as a Haitian national in court, noting his receipt of the document was not to be regarded as an acceptance of that status. Well, I agree with you, Fred. He doesn't have to accept it as his status. But should he apply for citizenship, he would then renounce it. Yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis told the press he had not seen a recent court ruling regarding Mr. Jean-Charles' case and could not make a comment. I must read a ruling in its entirety, Dr. Minnis said. The entire ruling would be studied, looked at, and we will make decisions that's in the best interest of the Bahamas, he continued. I have not seen the complete ruling, so I cannot make a comment. Believe me, our attorneys and others are reviewing the ruling in its entirety. Attorney General Carl Bettel told the Tribune yesterday the government intends to file its appeal of Supreme Court Justice Gregory Hilton's ruling today. Tout moun haïtien, gardez pour FNM. Maintenant, Kounia, ou gen, Jean-Ronnie Charles gen, but avocat général dit, juste, pas bon. Yeah? This is Freedom March. I'm going to talk and tell the Haitian to watch out for Carl. Carl, we can send you in the mountain to tote coffee. This is Freedom March.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
So,
Mr.
folks,
Monker.
when we took the adjournment, I was reading an article written by the Negro journalist, who happens to be, what's her name? Eva Turnquest. And we now go to a portion where the FNM has announced that they will appeal Justice Hilton's ruling foreshadowing mega class action. You see, this victory is so significant that the home gate will open wide.
For who?
For everybody who was born here in the Bahamas.
But let me ask you a question,
In
Mr.
fact,
Monker.
just hold your thought for 1 second. 1 second. Don't forget your thought. In fact, today I announce Rajaya Ouvert, open bush.
Yeah, that's because that's where all them hiding. You know something? The immigration department needs to get a K9 unit, Mr. Monker.
What kind of K9 unit?
All right.
You better leave my people alone.
Because these guys,
What
Kashi
guys?
Naraja.
Kasha and Rajaya.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
But
you know,
there's no need.
Yeah,
My spiritual
but-
advisor said that you all were Kasha Narajaya.
They're hiding in the bush.
But no more. Vimpala!
Vimpalo, eh? Vimpalo, immigration can be tout moun.
Kibun, moi-même, mes amis, Padre Agma. Fais-moi yo!
Yeah, Vimpalo, eh?
Accepte-moi yo!
No problem.
Vimpalo! Campé! Pour droite! Parce
Boy.
que Carl Bertel, pardon. Look, folks, it's a major victory. And let me tell you why this is such a good judgment. Look how contentious this whole situation was. But you could go and get a lawyer, and then the lawyer file a case, and there is a civil hearing. Peaceful. Nobody cursing, nobody threatening, nothing unlawful. And then a judge objectively listens to what Carl say, the Attorney General, and then listen to what the plaintiff says, and then makes a decision. And this time, the underprivileged, those who have been despised and discriminated against, they win. And for the first time, they feel that they're part of the country. They didn't have to march. It ain't had to be no riot. Just went to court. And then the court listened to the government's case and ruled in favor. And then look how the system works, where the government decide it's going to be respectful and send travel document to ID. And then John Schatz, le tande sa li canton. When John Ronnie got the news, he's happy. His family is happy. I've never seen Luby George as happy. Luby is happy. And I felt a sense of emotion, because I'm not saying Luby as happy. Man, he happy? And now finally, thousands of people born in the Bahamas, hidden away from society, hiding in the bush. Caché, Narajaya, hiding in the bush. Caché, Narajaya, hiding in the bush. Finally, Yogi Cutlets La, Yosekele,
Mashetla.
Rajaya, and Rajaya Tombe. And then the bush falls, and it ouvert.
Over, yeah.
Tout pe moyen, marché. Pour droite.
Yeah.
They march for their rights.
And,
My people.
and immigration can be tout le monde.
No. Immigration, listen to me. If Brent Simonet does not stop this racist and discriminatory practice, they can broke the public treasury. You hear me? That's what's going on. Please don't be upset. The UBP, they welcome the Haitian. The PLP, recognizing that Edison Key needed all kind of farm assistance in Abaco. They all welcome my people. And we cut bush, we farm, we mind their children. We help to build the modern Bahamas. What they think we was going to do in the meantime? Every evening we went home to our wives. We ain't like y'all. Y'all want to use birth control. Y'all ain't want to have no children. Well, by crap, we are not the majority. Don't mind, you don't recognize the son name. We're here. And we're not leaving. That's it. So let's get over it and start regulating these people. All right? And
Yeah, but Mr. Monka, this young man, let's look at his case, for instance, right? Born here in the Bahamas to foreign parents, right? He obtained a Bahamian birth certificate, all right? Secured a Bahamian certificate, birth certificate, right? His mother, no doubt, is Haitian. He takes on the nationality of his mother, right? Why didn't he apply at the age that the law states he should for naturalization? How old is he now?
what evidence do you have that he did not?
Well, if he did, I don't think he would have this problem.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about, my brother.
Okay, so
What evidence? First of all-
so let me ask you a question.
First of all, you make an application.
You're right.
They lose your document. Okay?
So he didn't make an application, eh? Because I think Fred Smith would have said that.
Is there any evidence that he didn't?
Is there any evidence that he did?
There is evidence that he has a travel document.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
The authorities obviously recognize that he was born in the Bahamas, and they issue him a document that he could go and come back.
Right, but that doesn't mean he applied for naturalization.
And I'm saying there's no evidence that he didn't.
Because
when I take into consideration that his sister did, and there are thousands of young people who have applied, and their documents have been lost.
what's his date of birth?
He was born the 5th of December, 1982.
Okay.
You want to know how I know? That's Brother Jack's birthday.
Okay, but it says right here, 5th December 1982.
Yeah, that's how I know. So it's a great day, and Brent
So it's like 36? Is he 36?
82. He's 35.
35?
He'd be 36
this year.
Yeah.
Wow. 18 and 18 is 36. He had 18
Man,
years.
They just gave a 40-year-old man his citizenship.
Yeah, but Mr. Michael, the thing is these
Bradley,
folks must realize that they...
Bradley, the man win.
Yeah, but you can't stay in between, though. You're either in or you're out.
He was never out. Brendan pushed him out the country. He was there quietly living his life. They gone and lock him up.
So he should have been taken to court.
Even
Once
if-
he would have been taken in
If
by...
you think that a person has broken a law, what do?
You take them to court.
Right. Brent was a former attorney general, you know. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to know something? Sir Boynton accused Brent of trying to intimidate him in the court.
Well, you can't...
You heard what I just told you?
You can't intimidate the judge.
He accused Brent Simonet when he was attorney general. He accused Brent Simonet. Now you want to know how I know? Outside of Brent, the defense, the judge, And the counsel from the Attorney General, the other Negro in the court was me.
Yeah, but let's don't get away from what we have in the front of us
No.
now.
I'm trying to show you that
don't
Brent was a former Attorney
Yeah,
General.
but don't sidetrack me. This young man is in a position to apply for naturalization, and as far as we know, he didn't.
But even if he didn't,
You see?
even
So,
if he didn't,
in this
it
case-
does not give the government the right to expel
but
him
he's-
without a judicial hearing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right.
So going forward, and I hope this is a lesson for other people who are in this situation right now, born here in the Bahamas to foreign parents, reach the age of 18, but have not applied for naturalization.
My spiritual advisor, you ain't fair. You're a member of
I'm,
Parliament.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Yeah,
You're a member of Parliament.
No, let's don't do that.
No.
'cause-
You see what kind of man you are?
Yeah, that's
Frankie Campbell.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Was
Mr.
born.
Monica. Mr. Campbell is not in this position here.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's a Bahamian.
No.
And he has 2 passports.
Don't mind that.
All right, he's not.
mind
In this,
that.
this is a different situation here.
No. Frankie is in a unique position because the F&M government is corrupt.
Well, listen, I don't want to discuss my member of Parliament, okay?
Well, you don't discuss him. I'll discuss him. Right? John Ronnie has a birth certificate. Frankie ain't got no birth certificate. And Frankie is meeting with the International Development Bank and signing on behalf of the government of the Bahamas, and Frankie ain't no citizen. He ain't got no document. The Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, the nation, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram.
You're almost like a Scotch record
The
now.
former
You're just like a
Prime
Scotch
Minister.
record, Mr. Monica. Why are you doing this? Why are you going on this, though?
Tell me when you
let's,
finish.
let's,
You finished?
let's move forward, man.
Okay. The Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram told me that the affidavit that has been lodged for record for Frankie Campbell, the current Minister of Transport in an F&M government, Hubert Ingram say it's fraudulent. You heard me? Hubert Ingram told me it is fraudulent. And if Papa was to deny that, I'll never speak with him no more. Because he told me that. But I met with him, and I
Why you
the
calling
thing
out
to
the
him.
former Prime Minister like that, though? He may
Because-
not even wish to get in the discussion, man. Why are you doing that?
I'm a spokesman. You know I'm Ingram's spokesman? I am Mr. Ingram's spokesman until such time as I lie. Then I'm no
The
longer
F&M
his.
say they don't believe you.
I don't mind what the F&M believes.
Well, they,
All
don't,
right?
they don't believe you.
I don't mind what the F&M believes. So the point that I make then is the government is going to have to comply. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello?
They hung up. They hung up.
So we have dealt with that, and the government has threatened that it will appeal, but I'm going to tell you something. One of the problems in the Attorney General office is the level of competency and professionalism in these kind of matters. They don't have it. So it is easy for Fred Smith and Damien Gomez to leg them down. All right? Because the people they sending ain't got the kind of experience. And Carl Bettel is not a Paul Adderley. So Carl is intimidated as Attorney General. Now Paul Lawrence Adderley, the former PLP Attorney General, if he recognized that you have high-powered QC, Paul Adderley would go to court. But Carl ain't going to court because Carl knows that Fred Smith and Damien Gomez is the real QC. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Monica.
Hello, my love.
Yes, and good evening as well to the spiritual advisor.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Mr. Monica, did you hear persons was fired today from
Oh, yeah.
the AIC, including Anton Thompson,
Yes, I
who
understand
was
that.
an employee Anton for 15 years?
Yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
but I thought during the rallies and the leading up to the election, when Mr. Mitchell told the people that they were going to be fired, the F&M said they wouldn't fire one person.
Well, when they said person, they meant like F&M person.
So what do you think about that? I'll hang up and listen.
Look.
They fired Anton?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Anton has been fired.
Oh.
Look,
Oh.
you know what you're up against. This is what we call the black crab syndrome. Okay?
So
Okay?
what are the
medicine does are not very kind. And the quicker those who are being fired join forces with the PLP and march into the street and close the country down. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, Mr. Monka?
Yes?
How you doing?
Listen, I'm here struggling.
Oh.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind, honey?
Yeah, Mr. Spiritual Advisor?
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing?
Oh.
Turn your TV down. Turn your TV down.
Okay. Mr. Monka?
Yes?
What happened to the fire? The fire. I hear nobody making noise but the dumb fire. But when the PLP was in power, everybody was making noise, but they had respiratory problems. Some had the house and the hotel, and this thing and the next thing. And like the lady I listened to you with the lady with the 3-month-old baby would have to go and seek shelter to us.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody's making noise now. So that means what they were saying when the PLP was in power it's got to be a lie, eh? Or they must be dead in the house, eh?
Well, it wasn't a lie. All it means is now that the FNM is responsible for the fire, they're covering up. But I tell you one person who ain't covering up is Bahama, because it's affecting the tourists them. All right?
Thank you.
Do well, my love. Let's curse the FNM out. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Monica. How you doing?
Listen, I'm here struggling. What's on your mind?
I'm one of the women them from Freeport.
Oh, praise the Lord. You one of the women there?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept my leadership?
All the time.
This is powerful. What is on your mind?
I would like to send a happy birthday to my brother, John Super Gibson in Nassau.
John Super Gibson is your brother?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I met him.
That's my brother.
And today is his birthday?
Yes, sir.
John Super Gibson.
Yes.
Happy birthday from your sister. Tell him happy birthday yourself. Go ahead.
A happy birthday, Super J. That's my baby brother.
Really?
And it's coming from his sister, Queenie Gibson, in Freeport, and all his family and friends. I want him to enjoy himself.
This is powerful. Now you must send him one little present, eh?
Yes, I've been and I give him a present.
Okay then, this is powerful.
Okay, you take care, man. Have a good one.
Thank you, my love.
All right.
This is powerful. So, my spiritual advisor, you finished with immigration?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Huh?
It'll work itself out.
I
Absolutely.
say,
just tell your people they need to go and apply to be naturalized.
Go.
There are a lot of them born in the Bahamas who have reached the age to apply for naturalization. They haven't done it. They need to do it, Mr. Monka.
We make it
to avoid this problem.
Take it from me, eh? We make it complicated for them. Just forget it and pass the Nationality Act. You're born in the Bahamas. You are a citizen.
I don't know if you're going to see that. I don't know if you're going to see that.
But they better. Okay? Because failing to do so, a Frankie Campbell will slip through. That's what it means. So let's do it right. You're born here. You're a citizen of the Bahamas. That's it. How does it sound?
Absolutely.
Well, the police has been carrying out a series of raids. And of course, they were in the Grandstand area carrying out what is called Operation Keep Your Eye on Them. And my spiritual advisor, have you seen the article in which they were in DeVoe Street?
Oh.
And according to the Negro newspaper, the Nassau Guardian.
The Guardian or the Tribune?
Well, I'm looking at the Nassau Guardian. What does the Tribune say?
I don't know. What is this here?
The Nassau Guardian?
Yes.
Tell us what this Tribune
says. It says the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Defense Force conducted an operation.
Put the camera on the spiritual advisor. An important man is calling me. Go ahead.
They conducted...
Hello.
I'm sorry about this.
Yeah.
Okay, they conducted an operation in the areas of Peach Street and DeVoe Street where firearms and drugs were found. There we go. Police arrested 2 women after seizing drugs and a gun and are hunting a shooting suspect following 2 separate incidents yesterday, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda. In the first incident, officers responded to reports of gunshots in the area of Peach Street, just off Montrose Avenue, yesterday morning. ACP Fernanda said officers met a suspect and an adult male known to police and gave chase. Officers were unsuccessful in apprehending him, but did recover the firearm believed to be used in the incident. ACP Fernanda, the officer in charge of crime investigation, says before the day is out, I promise you that he would be in police custody. So there was an operation, Mr. Monica.
And then what about the article where they say they found some drugs hidden? What kind of dog this is? The police seems to have a new dog. It looks like a poodle. What kind of dog is that?
Yeah.
The dog that the police is up and down with.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't like that dog. What happened to the Doberman Pinscher? What happened to the German Shepherd? This dog looks like a sissy dog, man. What kind of dog is this? Huh? I don't like this dog. The dog don't look masculine. What kind of dog this is? Huh? Well, once again, women are making the news for crime. And we have to note that this is in the inner city. Once again, I have to turn to the leading women in the country, the activist women, and how they are failing. Sandra Dane Patterson, the Jamaican woman, Donna. What is another woman name? The man wife.
Marion Bethel?
Marion Bethel. All right? They're not doing anything. Not going into the inner city to help the woman them. And once you see that the women of your country is falling, you're in trouble. Because they are the backbone. It's the woman them who's required to nurture children. And when you see, for whatever reason, the woman them are collapsing in your society, God help your nation. And that's why I'm committed to building the woman them. But Marion and them ain't doing nothing. All they doing is getting rich in their law profession. And they ain't giving nothing to the community. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello? Take me to the next person if they're not going to answer me. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Monica.
Hello, my love.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Mr. Monica and spiritual advisor, you all know the 916, the telephone directory. They have a lot of foreigners that answer the phone.
Man, don't talk no nonsense. Now, when you say foreigner, what do you mean by that?
They are foreigners.
Really?
They are sound like they, one sound like she Jamaican, another one sound like they from Barbados.
But it is possible, you know, that it is possible that those women may be the wives of Bahamian men.
Women and men.
Right, and the men may be the husbands of Bahamian women.
Yes.
Because, you know, the new thing now is you go down to Cuba and you bring back a bunch of wives.
Right.
You follow my point?
Yes.
So you have to be careful and determine citizenship, because there are many cases where you may hear a foreign voice, but it might be the wife of a Bahamian man or the husband. You see,
Bahamian woman.
Yeah, why I can tell you that is my grandma had a first cousin, and her daughter married a West Indian.
Okay.
And when cuz came home, she met him talking to a woman over the fence.
Okay.
And she told her daughter, "You don't know how to rule man." And when they finished beating that West Indian man, he ain't try that no more. You see?
Okay.
Okay then.
You all have a good evening.
All right, you do the same.
This is powerful.
We had a lot of text to reach him.
So, folks, if you call a place and you hear a foreign male or female voice, you have to be careful, because we are having various kinds of marriages. I just saw a mango-skinned woman the other day, and she was from Cuba. You follow? I didn't know. Then there's a Negro man I know who's going south, where he is expected to import a mango skin woman. So you have to be careful. All right? This is Freedom March. It's mango skin woman and foreign man, wife and her husband. I'll be right back, so be careful.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, let me nationally thank you for all the spiritual advice that you provide me here on Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
Well, we have breaking news coming in from the opposition Progressive Liberal Party. And this statement comes from the office of the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell. Questions on the ruling on immigration matters by the court for immediate release, and it is dated the 1st of February 2018. Fred Mitchell says that the following answers to questions sent to us by the Tribune are made available for general distribution. Do you think certain mishandling led to this specific case falling apart the way it has? If the PLP were in power, we would have applied for an immediate stay of the decision and appeal the matter. The individual case is not as important as the general principle as to whether or not a judge can substitute his judgment as to the applicability of immigration laws to a particular foreign individual. The policy court, which is the Privy Council, ought to pronounce on that to determine whether that policy is correct. A lot can be said. I am advised by the lack of cogency of the evidence presented before the judge, and there are those who have said to me that the FNM is not sufficiently strong or clear on whether they are on this. For example, instead of asking for a stay or applying for one, they have said they are complying with the order. The Immigration Department is perplexed. The FNM's position appears to be whatever the lawyer on the other side says goes. Let me repeat it again. The FNM's position appears to be whatever the lawyer on the other side says goes. The fact that he is tied to them politically makes their attitude suspect. In the meantime, the country's borders remain vulnerable, and the department's rank and file are very concerned as to what they are supposed to do. The law, when it was put in place in 1973, was designed so that those who did not have Bahamian parents could not as a right claim citizenship. That is the original intent. Suddenly, a group of anarchists and misguided advocates are busy undermining that law by creating a false victimhood in situations where people have for decades, knowing the law, refused to obey the law, and then seek to use the courts to get around what they ought to have done as a matter of law, Fred Mitchell said. In the year 2016, The PLP tried to correct some of the perceived injustices of the law. As it now stands, and the people of the country largely misled by the FNM and some misguided clerics sabotage the effort. The result is the law stands unchanged. Now they seek to accomplish through the back door, which they sabotaged when it was being done properly. The second part of it should be that while the case is stayed and going up the chain, the law should be changed to make it clear. That is, if it is not already clear, what the role of an immigration officer is and what the role of the court is. The government had to do this when the Rate of Interest Act was wrongly interpreted by the lower courts. My position is very clear. If you are not a Bahamian citizen, then you have no automatic right to be here. That's the law. The courts cannot determine that in the first instant. That is the role of the executive. The case Ryan and the Attorney General is authority for that proposition, and my view decided in 1980 by the Privy Council. Do you see the need for an immediate review of our national policies? There is no consensus in the country on how to deal with immigration matters. People say they want strict enforcement of immigration laws. But when the law is strictly enforced, then they start to haul or holler. This is whether it's the case of a rich condo owner in Freeport or the lowly workman who hustled his way into the Bahamas from down south. Touch everyone except the person who is related to me. There simply needs to be enforcement in a neutral and transparent manner. All of the issues that I see are largely administrative in nature. For example, if the minister, as the law says, was actually given the power to grant citizenship and permanent resident, there would be no backlog within a month. It would all disappear. This F&M crowd says they are sending it to committee. That will only cause further delay and bureaucracy. There is, of course, a role for public education. I would support that to understand how lawful immigration helps our country. This is a statement issued by PLP National Chairman, Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell. Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello. Hello, hello. Spiritual advisor,
the line is
read
not
text.
through.
Anybody on the phone? Hello. Read text.
Yes, what to call through. Yeah, Mr. Monica, I agree with your spiritual advisor. We need to start from the South Beach to Cowpen Road, where the bushes are, and they're supposed to be swept in these areas to get these people out here, Mr. Monica. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica, spiritual advisor. Please tell Senator all the Haitians can't come here to live. Bahamians can't find jobs now. In Abaco, the Haitians are taking over, threatening to use Obi against Bahamian children and teachers.
They're doing Obi down there?
This is too much, Mr. Monica. My Bahamian, please stand up. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica, and spiritual advisor. Every day I listen to Freedom March. It seems it's a PLP show. I agree. Mr. Monica is always on the PLP side. Mr. Monica, I tired of listening to this negative talk, man, about the F&M, man. Can you balance your show to make it more exciting and provocative? You hear the criticism, Mr. Monica?
Read text, my spiritual advisor. I'm looking for the WhatsApp number. Do you have the WhatsApp number?
That's right. John Delaney was the AG in the last administration.
Do you have the...
357-7469.
That's the WhatsApp?
Is that the WhatsApp number? Yeah. 357-7469.
Anybody on the line? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Carl Bennett says John Delaney.
John Delaney was the last AG. That's right, he was.
Hello? Hello, next caller.
Carl Ben was the Minister of
Hello?
Education.
Hello.
What's on your mind?
Yes, Mr. Monco, how you doing?
This ain't the County Jomani.
Yes, I see.
Good Lord. Go ahead.
Lord, look here. That thing what you read there about Fred Mitchell, you don't believe none of that, eh?
I don't.
I know a sensible man like you. I know you don't believe none of that.
You didn't understand what the statement said. Okay?
Yeah, I understand everything what you read.
What did I read?
You read something about Ryan Kaysen in 1980 and all that kind of stuff. You don't believe all of that, eh?
Anyway, you ain't understand. What's your fax number so I can fax you a copy of this?
I got a fax.
Well, you better have email address. You have an email address?
No.
Oh, what
No,
you mean?
I don't deal with them kind of things. I deal with the whole. I don't deal with computers and stuff like you.
Lord, what I can do with this County Show, man? Anyway, you take good care.
Yeah, all right.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello, Mr. Manka. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening, Mr. Manka. I would like to wish my daughter, Latira Davis, a happy birthday.
Latira is your
Davis.
child?
Yes, my child, Mr. Manka, from her mother, Dolores Davis, and I am one of the woman them from number 23 Cambridge Street off Nassau Street.
Wow.
It's powerful, Mr. Manka.
It is powerful. Latira Davis, happy
Yes, it's my
birthday
daughter.
from your mother.
Dolores Davis.
Dolores Davis.
Mr. Manka, I have to talk to you about this gender thing. I come on your show. I have to talk to you about it.
Now, where am I going to find you?
Number 23 Cayman Street. You was there at my house a couple years ago when you saw on the DNA.
Okay.
Number 23 Cayman Street off Nassau Street.
Yes, I know where the house is.
Yeah, man, Mr.
I'm
Manka,
coming to
that's
see
my
you.
daughter. That's number 9.
Number 9, not...
Number 9 children. I have 10 children.
Listen, you're a wonderful woman.
Yes, and I submitted to my husband, but he died in 2009.
Lord, I thank you for this woman who submitted to her husband. There's 10 children.
10 children.
I'm coming to see you, okay?
Yeah, okay, Mr. Manka. I appreciate it.
God save the
I
Queen.
love you and my spiritual wife. God bless you.
God bless you too, ma'am.
Thank you, my love.
Okay, Mr. Manka. My spiritual wife, you know me because you cut the tree in my yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
remember that?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember that?
I got
How are you?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Okay. Wow, she wants to talk about gender
Equality.
equality.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka and your spiritual advisor. I want to thank you all for every day. You all are the teachers of our generation. We appreciate both of you very much.
We are humbled by those compliments.
Gentlemen, as it stands, this is the case.
Yes.
This case that has been won by this young man.
Read, my spiritual advisor, read.
Let's forget about that one. I don't know if that one. Here we go. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica and spiritual advisor. I would like to send a birthday greeting to Kenva Neely. She's from Illustra. She's one of the women them coming from a mother. And what when they say one of the women them, what do they mean by that? Is this some kind of group that you lead?
I have a mass movement.
Or some kind of gang? What's going on?
It's not a
One
gang.
of the woman them?
It's a mass movement.
Woman them.
Finally, women are going to be liberated.
Woman them. What do they represent?
They are
I'm one
part
of the woman.
Dam. I'm the leader of the Woman Dam, and they are one of the women. What is the WhatsApp number?
357-7469.
Again?
That's 357-7469. Let me see if I have any other text here.
Go ahead.
Let's go. Let's see
We
here.
have more texts?
I have to go to a different application. Okay, here we go.
Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Monka.
Hello.
I'm one of the woman them from Ilucha. This another one again?
These are my people. I'm leading a mass movement in the country.
Mr. Spiritual Advisor, you notice that Mr. Monka is running a Haitian state. To all the Bahamian women them, Mr. Monka has gone Haitian crazy.
Let's get this lady. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Monkar.
My love.
How are you doing, and spiritual advisor?
Yes, good evening. How you doing?
Fine.
Listen, when you asked the question, spiritual advisor, about this woman.
Yeah, what does that mean? I'm one of the woman them. What does that mean?
Yeah, we are a group of women that listens and follows Mr. Monka, and Mr. Monka helps us
Okay.
I personally, one of the women them
Oh, hallelujah,
that he helped
hallelujah.
personally.
Okay.
See? So I'm here too now on the radio saying that it's not only just something we say. If we call him private and we discuss one of our cases to him,
Okay.
he comes to the rescue.
Okay.
You see? He comes like a Superman. He walks us through whatever problem we are having.
He comes like a Superman, so he's Captain Save a Woman. Boy,
You can put it like that. We can laugh at that, but he
This is
really
so
helps.
unique.
And
This is so
I want all the women them that are calling in to know that he is there to help. You know.
Okay.
And he do helps us not
Okay.
only on this radio. He helps off whatever the case may be. Mr. Moncur,
My love,
I'm gonna say Virgo Carlot.
listen to me. Lord, I thank you for this woman. For she is a wonderful woman and she is great. I thank you.
Okay, love you, Mr. Moncur. Spiritual advisor, love
Yes,
you
you
too.
too.
This is
Bye.
powerful,
Okay, bye-bye.
powerful, powerful. So if you have doubts that there are thousands of women in the country who has accepted my leadership, and I shall lead them justly, and I shall not take advantage of them, because in this year of 2018, I have declared it the International Year of the Woman Dem. Simple as that. Go ahead, read text.
Okay, dear Mr. Moncur, as a card carrying member of the PLP, I've lost faith in you because you just love Mr. Ingram too much. I don't think you can be trusted. Mr. Moncur, I hear Mrs. Glennis Hannah Martin is asking for residents to come out and support her as the speaker is reeling her backside. We have the worst MP in Parliament, Mr. Moncur.
You stop it. All right? If Glennis Hannah needs help, I am prepared to come. All right? Because the speaker ways are ugly. And I want him to stop it.
Mr. Moncur, you need to tell your people to buy land and to build homes like Bahamians. No more shanty towns,
But
eh?
the government has to cut up more subdivision and sell it at affordable prices. All right? Give them their citizenship. They could open bank accounts and so forth. Because they're not going anywhere. All right? And take it from me. We are everywhere.
This next text, I think, is interesting because I was looking at this. I need to read this story here
What's
on the
that?
weekend. Mr. Moncur, the Bahamas government is trying to censor our viewership by blocking Fox News and promoting CNN
Listen.
with gay marriage and abortions.
Let me tell you something. We here at ILTV, we soon have our own news. And this news is going to be the real news. You hear me? We ain't gonna manage the news. We can give the people them the facts. Hello, my dear. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Mr. Moncur.
My love.
Yes, and the spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
The speaker, what he did to Miss Martin, you know, it seemed like that was a big joke. I'm from his constituency, and you know he needs to come over there so you can have a good laugh. You know, so because we want to see him, we don't see him.
You don't see the speaker?
No.
Goodness me.
And there's a lot, to be done in that constituency, and,
I know.
and we want to see him to speak with him.
Yeah.
So he should be in that chair laughing and making joke and everybody laughing about it. He needs to come in Nassau Village so you can see some,
Listen, if he doesn't come, I have an idea. Now that I'm driving taxi again, we could do a tour. Get some buses, fill it up with Nassau Village people, and we take a tour to the Parliament.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
I want to ride front seat with you.
Listen, I need a navigator. Take good care, my love.
You too, Mr. Moncur.
Okay.
This.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yeah, Mr. Moncur.
Yes.
Yeah, this I called you a while ago, but tell that speaker, please leave Glennis Hannah Martin alone. If anybody need to go, he need to go.
Well, tell all the women them and all the people them, we have to support her. You hear me?
Yeah, I will.
And I have something that I want y'all to throw after the speaker.
Oh, real march for Glennis Hannah Martin.
Yes. Take good care, my love.
Thank you. here.
Okay.
careful, don't
Hello.
promote violence.
Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Travis?
Oh, you know me so good, Mr. Monka.
Yes.
How are you?
Listen, I'm fine. Why y'all putting all them garbage on the dump causing the fire?
Oh, come on, Mr. Monka. The F&M is going to get things done. You wouldn't see that garbage dump. No more and no more smoke. We're going to do something with that.
What are you going to
The
do?
people's dying.
There's only one solution, you know. Stop putting garbage on the dump and close it down.
But mind you, Mr. Monka, your garbage is there too. All of our garbage is
Well,
there.
don't take my garbage there.
Oh, well, Mr. Monka, I'm not going to deal with the garbage.
What's on your mind?
I call you about Freeport.
What about Freeport?
Do you see the magnificent work our Prime Minister is doing in Freeport?
What is he doing?
Look at West End.
Okay.
Look at Gen who been there for so many years.
Listen, gin and tonic water. All right?
You sure about that?
Listen, call me on Monday and tell me what the F&M plans are there. Do your research, all right?
And
call me
if
Monday.
you want to know, you can look at the recording on Facebook of his speech.
Okay.
What he did about Freeport. Y'all have a great weekend.
I thank
good
you.
weekend,
Be
man.
safe. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Senator.
God save the Queen.
Senator,
God save the Queen.
how are you today?
I am fine.
Good. I'm calling you to find out if you aware that there's breaking news from the Straw Market Authority.
What's going on there? What's going on at the straw market?
They fired the whole management.
Man, don't talk no nonsense. I bet the management is PLP. Huh?
Turn your TV down. Turn your TV down.
Talk to me.
Oh,
Are you talking to me? Goodness me.
yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Who fired them?
Well, the minister fired the whole.
Who's the minister?
The whole management of the market.
Who's the minister?
Minister
Desmond Bannister?
Desmond Bannister.
I can't
Desmond
believe
Bannister.
Desmond is victimizing the people them. I'm going to curse him out on Monday.
The lady, one lady there who's Beverly Finley, she's not a PLP, she's F&M.
She's an F&M.
Yeah.
And they fire her?
Yeah.
She must have did something wrong then.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
chairman is still there, but not her.
Is the chairman PLP?
The chairman is not PLP, but she's from PLP stock.
Okay. I'm going to investigate. You take good care.
All right.
Have a great
I'm
weekend,
going to
man.
investigate,
Good.
okay?
All right.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
That person left.
Okay. Read text, my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monka, I want you to investigate. Why is it that we have to pay $5 for a copy of our water bill? Bahamas Power and Light don't charge. The minister is saying that we need an email address in order not to be charged. Mr. Monka, not everyone has this
That is
software.
true.
I don't believe
Everybody
this is
don't have a
right.
computer.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Yes? Speak to me.
Mr. Monka,
Sir.
I would like to know why is that the Haitian them. I mean, the 7 million of them or 8 million of them, right?
Right.
10.
What could we do for all of them?
You
Is like you selling out our country.
No.
Bahamas for Bahamians.
What's your name? Don't give me
I want to demand them.
This is powerful. Give me your surname.
Knowles.
Knowles, okay? You from Long Island?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that all of them light-skinned people in Long Island from Haiti? You ain't
Yeah,
know. Listen to me for a second. Don't you see that there are no black Haitian in Long Island during the revolution?
I am a part of the revolution, but I am not a part of selling out our country.
The country is
to the
not
Haitians.
big. No. Listen to me. You and I have to have a talk so I can give you the history of Haiti, and you will have a different appreciation. You have to be objective. You hear me?
I am objective. I know Haiti did a lot for the Caribbean, right? But the Bahamas cannot hold or help all of them.
We can help
We have
them,
to
you
have
know.
something for the grandchildren of our people.
Listen, we can
and
help
the children.
them. We can help them. We have 700 islands and 2,000 rocks and keys, and how many of them are inhabited? There is a class of Haitians who would make good farmers. The problem here is we have not managed them. But we have to sit down and talk about it, eh? But for today, every Haitian that you see, I want you to have love in your heart for them.
I love them. I love them. I do love them. But I also love the Bahamians. Like God said, did with the Tower of Babel.
The Bahamian is Haitian and the Haitian is Bahamian. All of us are Haitian and Bahamian. I'll give you the story. Call me back Monday. Take good care. Anybody else on the phone? Spiritual advisor. The day is running out.
Yeah,
it's a Friday.
It's a weekend.
The police had to be raiding all over the place. Talk to my people.
Peace and safety, Mr. Monica. And then this weekend is special because I think we have Super Bowl weekend coming up.
Yes.
Between the
Harbor Island. Special. I may come down. Valentine's. They got the biggest TV and they got lots of food and lots of drink. All right? And we may take the drone down there. I ain't sure if I'm coming, but Valentine, get ready because Super Bowl is on my mind. And the place to go is at Valentine's at Harbor Island. All right? So all the people them at Harbor Island, I salute you. And to Valentine, listen, I can't wait for February 14th.
So we hope everybody have a safe weekend. If the guys relax and enjoy the Super Bowl, let's see what happens. Tom Brady look like he's the man, though.
Well, I don't know who the teams are. But
the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, I don't know. Take good care. Be
have a great
safe.
weekend. Super Bowl weekend, everybody.
Listen to the police. And don't do nothing of the way. And ministers, keep the fire off. Because I'm waking at Bahama tomorrow. And I need tourists. Tourists at Bahama.
Views and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.